Hello, I'm Hugh McCullum, a technical artist, and I want to show off a dissolve effect I created for characters. I'm going to attack this Tiki with a spear, and he passed away, so now he's going to disappear. Cool. You can also change the blend distance, which will not only change the blend distance of the material, but change how the particles spawn from the mesh. So I'm going to set it lower. I'm going to set it to 20. As you can see, it's smaller, and the particles come from just that location. You don't have to just keep the sphere in one location. You can also move it around, and it will dissolve the character just the same. Alright, let's talk about this system a little bit more, and how it actually works. So, in the sphere, all of these settings affect how the dissolve effect works. First, you need to set the character, and then use set references. This will grab all the materials of the character and create material dynamics of them, so I can set the parameters within them. I also grab the dissolve particle effect that's applied to the character, right here. Now, the other part of this is the visualization of the weapon. As long as you set that, the weapon will follow it around, and it won't increase in scale based on the dissolve. Now let's look under the hood and see how this all works. Looking in the dissolve sphere, the set reference will grab all of the materials of the character and set them up to be dynamic materials that we can adjust the parameters with later. Also, I have the particle system reference as well. Next, in the construction script, I set a couple of the settings of the sphere itself, including the transforms, and the radius, and the visibility. Next, I set material parameters in those dynamic materials. With those parameters, it will set the sphere of the material to create the gradient of the dissolve effect. I also set the dissolve blend distance, and I'll show all of these parameters in the materials soon. Next, I'm setting the settings of the Niagara particle system, including the dissolve sphere location and a secondary sphere that removes particles from the middle of the dissolve sphere. In the material, I've created a material function that makes it easy for me to transplant all the dissolve features into different materials. As you can see, this is another material that I have that in, or the mask that's on the character. Within the material function, I'm setting a sphere gradient. With this sphere gradient, I'm able to set its location, its scale and size, but also its desired blend distance. I also use a mask to break up the edges by subtracting that from the gradient. I next use a divide to break down that into a manageable distance and 0 to 1 blend for both the color blend and also for each of the dissolve masks. I also create an emissive brightness using the emissive brightness and the sphere gradient so that at the edges of the start the brightness isn't too high, and at the end you can have them as bright as they need to be. I also have a material parameter collection of various pieces, including the main colors and the blend distance and hardness. This keeps all dissolving materials looking the same. Within the Niagara system, which is pretty simple, I'm setting a skeletal mesh and 2 dissolve spheres. One is for the sphere that allows particles to appear, and the other is for when they don't. Let me show an example. So if I set this up 50 in the world, 60 for the blend distance, I'm going to hit play so you can see what it looks like. and then this will remove everything in between. So it's two spheres that actually create this effect, the same as the material. I hope you liked my dissolve material, and let me know if you want more information. Have a good one.